All right, this is just gonna show you the basics on how to go about making your monster. So when you look at your color page, just kind of choose a color that is a dominant color and have that be your base. So for this particular monster, I see a lot of yellow, so I'm gonna use yellow as my base. So what I did was I folded the legs and arms in like that, and then I put it down on 2 layers because we need a front and a back. So I have 2 pieces, and then I actually went a little bit bigger. So I traced a little bit bigger the general shape of the monster. So then I will take scissors and cut out both pieces in that general shape. Then I just want to work on assembling the front. Okay, so this kid did lots of different like blocking. So what I'm going to do now is just take my time to create these little blocks of colors and then add it to the top. Then I will add the mouth and the eyes after that, and then I'll also create the arms and legs. So I already have the legs cut out, and I just did 1 layer out of those. Later in the clip, you'll see how to add that. And then my arms, I did those in black, and then I'll go through and add in the same manner the blocking of the colors to the arms. Now, it doesn't need to be perfect. You don't need, like my blue is maybe a little bit off. And if you need to simplify it, if they kind of went crazy, please do. Also be creative with what you're using. Now I'm just gonna use felt for this one just to keep it simple, and I wanted to show how to do that for this clip. But this one, for example, there's lots of scribbly lines. This could be yarn. We have lots of yarn. So you could go a white base and then just string a bunch of yarn over it to create this background here. This one here drew some flowers on it. So you could do the same thing. You could start with obviously a yellow base and draw on it, or maybe you use pipe cleaners to create little flowers and the stems and you glue those on. This one, same thing. We've got an orange base, and then you could use yarn or pipe cleaners to get the lines effect that this student drew here. If they drew something on the outside, that's kind of up to your creative, your creativity if you want to add that. Same thing with any of the questions that they answered. So like this monster likes to eat ice cream. If you really want to go above and beyond, maybe you make a little ice cream cone and glue it to their hands. Obviously, you don't have to do that. Just kind of think outside the box. So I'm going to start assembling the front, and then we'll check in on it. Here's where I'm at. So I just pieced together my color blocking here, and then last few things I'm gonna do is glue my eyes down. So we just use a hot glue gun for everything. Seems to work the easiest. So just be careful with that. And then the mouth, he had colored the teeth, so I just got those finished, and I'm just gonna add this on there. And then the front is then done, okay? So I did prep the arms and the legs. So here's my back. So I'm switching to my back, and what I'm gonna do is just glue these are just a single layer, arm and leg, like this. I'm gonna glue those in, and then we're just gonna glue the outside of this monster because you don't need to stuff the arms and the legs. So that's kind of why we tucked them in, and then you just made 1 layer for those. So get those in place like that. Okay, this is the inside of the stuffy. So this is gonna go over top like this. So what I'm gonna do now is I just wanna put a thin layer of glue, not quite all the way around because we still need to stuff it. So I'm just gonna take my glue gun here. And then try to think of a good spot that it will be to stuff. So I'm gonna leave maybe the top part open, this section here. So I'm just gonna run a thin layer of glue, and you need to kind of go quickly so it doesn't dry, all the way around the border, but leaving that opening for myself so I can stuff it. Okay, so started here, went all the way around, ended here, and I'm gonna quickly add the top of my monster and secure that. So now all of the edges are secure, but I have that top part open to then now add some stuffing. So you're just gonna take a little bit of stuffing, kind of pull it apart to fluff it up, and then, oops, I glued to the table, okay. Then you could start the ears first, kind of get a little bit of stuffing in those ears, and then add more stuffing from there. And just push it down into the bottoms. If you see you have a hole, you can just patch that with the glue. Okay, so that looks good. So now I'm gonna kind of push that aside for now, and I just need to close this up. So I'm just gonna run a layer of glue right here, push that stuffing down out of the way, and then pinch to seal it. And I don't know that I caught it all, so I'm gonna kind of push that down. This part might get a little bit messy. I'm trying to do this quickly for the video, but I will glue that and seal it shut. Okay, so then it's a completed monster, just like that. You are also gonna want to decorate one of these white bags for the monster to go in. So you should put the student's name on the outside if you want to decorate it with markers or anything else. We're going to put the picture in here and then the Steffi in here as well. So make sure it's clearly labeled. And that's how you do your monster.